Okay. It's 2:06. I'm sure other people will also follow, but I don't want to punish those who really made it on time. So thank you for tuning in punctually from wherever you are. I see already in the chat we have quite an diverse audience. And really, I want to say welcome to everyone. My name is Milena Niehaus. I'm managing here the YE community at the International Trade Center, which is a UN agency supporting small and medium-sized enterprises. And I'm here today with my colleagues, Elvira, but also our partner, Precious from Visa, as we are doing this webinar series in partnership with Visa. And today, it's the second time that we're meeting. Today, we really want to tune in into how to enable online payments on your sales channels. And we want to, on the first hand, give you quite a bit of input on how can you achieve this, but also we want to listen to fellow young entrepreneurs here who have done a successful journey and diving into their specific journeys, their lessons learned, and also what kind of advice they can give to you. So that's quickly what you can really expect today in a short term. And we can go to the next slide. Before we really dive into the session today, we will also have a few check-in questions at the beginning. As I said, we really want to encourage you to also engage with each other. So really continue to introduce yourself in the chat, but we also have a few check-in questions really in a minute. For this, we will use a tool which is called Menti. And this one is, we will put it in the chat, but also you can scan here the QR code or just go to www.menti.com and enter the code 49849208. And there we have a few questions for you. I'm also going to do that. I'm going to pick up my phone now and just go to Menti. And so that we have a little bit of get to know phase before we dive into the masterclass here. Give you a few seconds to do so. So once again, go to menti.com and put the code. And I think now let's go to the first question. So some of you put it in the chat, but not everyone. We are in a very global community, so we would like to know, where are you joining us from today? Myself, we are based in Switzerland, Geneva. So I'm going to put that in, but I'm sure we have a more representation than Switzerland. All right, nice. We see Pakistan, Botswana, Zambia, Kenya, Nigeria, specific Nairobi in Kenya, Kisumu, really nice, I've been there, and also Bangalore. So I do see, we see quite a lot of diversity, heavy African focus, but also in other countries. And it's really nice to see all of you here. So let's go to the next one, which is diving a little bit deeper of today's topic. So we really want to know a little bit about how familiar are you actually with online payment solutions, which is the topic of today. And also one of the reasons why we partner up with Visa of providing more trainings, more in-depth knowledge on what is all possible in this field. And we have an expert speaking about this today. Okay, so I see some already quite expert and saying very familiar. So we can test your knowledge in a little bit of time and see if that's really actually everything you already knew, what you're going to learn. Somehow familiar and a few also not familiar. So thank you for this first kind of deep insight on your knowledge level. And one more question before I give really the floor to my colleagues is, do you use online payment solutions? I assume, given that often we have a young audience, majority will, but we also want to know, how is it going on that side? Yes, cool. That was expected. One says no, and two say no. So they're also interesting to hear later on. Are there specific reasons, or just also because of connectivity issues, no service offers, and so on, or also because of trust issues or alike? So these are the really few questions we had. One last one was, which online payment solution do you know and use? A bit more specific. So you can just put in one word, which ones do you work and use? And then we see it. M-Pesa, yes. I've used that before too. I think now we get a lot of very country-based solutions. Twint, for example, is an online payment solution in Switzerland. We have Mastercard, Visa, Flutterwave. So quite a lot. We do see already such a diversity of online solutions out there. So I'm happy to really dive deep into it today and see what is all possible. Great. So quickly, just to mention, what am I talking about here? We're doing this partnership here with Visa together to have a really deep dive on financial literacy, digital skills, and so on with our two communities here at the International Trade Center. Myself, I'm managing the YE community, which stands for Young Entrepreneurs. So we are a community for young entrepreneurs and their actors. We have more than 40,000 members, and with being part of the community, you can access different type of resources, online courses, but also mentorship trainings, and also specific programs such as the Youth Entrepreneur Program. Today is not about this, but we will put all the links in the chat, so you could also continue to join us and benefit from additional offers we have in the future. And I give the floor now to Elvira to shortly introduce the Ecom Connect community.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Elvira. I'm working with Ecom Connect team and managing the platform. The community is the first e-commerce community for entrepreneurs from developing countries. We support businesses to succeed online to start their e-commerce journey. So if you are planning to start your e-commerce journey or to build a new solution or set up new sales channels, please join the community and we will be happy to support you as well. You can see the QR code. So the registration for both communities are very easy and we are looking forward to have you on board.
Perfect. Thank you, Elvira. And yeah, please do join both the communities. And I give now the floor to Precious, who is our partner on the Visa side.
Thank you, Milena. Thank you, and thank you to the ITC team. And good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, or good evening, depending where you are. And my name is Precious Shorty-Tobrinke, and I'm part of the social impact team at Visa. And as Milena mentioned, we partnered with ITC because at Visa, although we are a payment company and we look at how we can provide payment solutions to our partners, we are essentially a payment network provider, and we normally deal with businesses who will eventually provide services to you as the end consumer. But within that, we do recognize that we've got the responsibility to enable the ecosystem. We've got the responsibility to upskill and provide capacity building to young entrepreneurs as they go through their entrepreneurship journey on the continent. So on that note, I myself am not an entrepreneur. So I decided to have two young entrepreneurs who will share their journeys with you, who will share their experiences, who understand, the paths that you either have embarked on or you're starting to embark on, and who you can relate to more. And I have Klotso, and Oludayo and Plotso is I was thinking, should I introduce you? You know what, Plotso? Let me not do you a disservice. Can you just briefly introduce yourself 1 minute, and then we'll move on to Oludayo.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Precious, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me properly. Yes, my name is Tlotso Kilebemang. I am from Botswana. I'm currently dialing in from Botswana. I'm an entrepreneur, and also although I have a background in finance and investment, in 2017, I founded a travel company based in Botswana, and really it's been an amazing journey of learning, just navigating the maze and also navigating the challenges, as well as learning the rope. And I'm here and excited today to come and share all my experiences, and also hopefully you can sort of relate with the journey, and looking forward to connect and really enjoying the time with everyone today.
All right. Thank you, Klotso. And I think what Klotso also did not mention is the work that she has done, with incubators, consulting with young with young entrepreneurs like yourselves. She's got experience across the continent, so please feel free to engage with her. And then we'll move on to Nigeria, and I have Oludayo to introduce himself.
Hello, good day. Please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes.
Good. So my name is Awe Oludayo. I'm a Nigerian, dialing in from Nigeria, Abuja to be precise. A little bit about myself. I've been a serial entrepreneur, put together the first company as an undergraduate. We've done quite a lot, from software development to consulting to training to agri-tech. I have few good stories and equally few bad stories too. So I'm really willing to share my experience. And I would love to connect with everybody here too. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Oludayo, and thank you, Plotso. And I'm aware that we do not have a lot of time, so I'll jump right into it. So, and I'll pose this to both of you, but Plotso, you may answer first. Can you share with us a little bit of what inspired you to start your business, and how did you identify your niche? And I'm sure a lot of people in the audience are really looking for, like, how do you identify that niche that works for you?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for that. So I run a travel company in Botswana. So basically for me, the way it started, I like to call it a passion project. I had zero background in tourism or travel for that matter. And really the way it came to start, I was passionate about the industry, and my passion, I guess, showed through family and friends, and that's how it started. So it was, in terms of identifying the niche in particular, for me, I wanted to find the authentic travel experiences in Botswana and in Southern Africa. And not only that, but experiences that could benefit the local tourism community, as well as add to conservation initiatives on the ground, and also combine that with a little bit of market research in terms of what are the travelers looking for, what are the travel trends. And for me, it led me to create this company that puts together authentic travel experiences that are focused on social impact and conservation. And so, like I said, it was a combination of passion and market research, as well as putting the sustainability principles into the business model. That's how I finally came up and identified my niche and my passion, and subsequently my purpose.
All right. No, thanks, Lotso. And just ending that up on, your purpose. And I think that the one thing that, or one of the many things that you mentioned is, yes, it's a passion project, but then you also looked at what does the market needs? What are the market needs and for each to work? So thanks for sharing that. And over to you, Oludayo.
Well, thanks, Precious. So my own story is a little bit different. So I started out by looking at what are the needs around me, what are the problems that I can solve, and stumble, made few mistakes, realized it seems to be a problem, but nobody wanted to be solved. But, you know, over time, I was able to identify what fits me. But, you know, recently, most of my business initiative right now is being backed by data to find out market research. But at the very beginning, it was what problem can I solve? And do I have the capacity to solve them? Thank you.
Right. No, thank you. And it comes up again, the importance of addressing a specific market net, you know, not just going with what you want, but addressing what the gap is in the market. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm quite sure that this journey has not been easy. And I think you alluded that in your introduction. Can you share some of the challenges that you have faced and how you overcame them?
Okay,
I'll
so
start with Oludayo. And
thank you, Precious.
just
You know, coming from Africa where we have infrastructural issues, it's a big problem. Where there's a huge trust deficit, it's also a big problem. Sometimes the problem is even getting the right talent. And I also mentioned this, you know, we live in a global community and we know that our competition and our competitors are global. Sometimes scaling up to be able to compete globally is a big issue. But how do we find a way around that? You know, there's a will, there's always a way, you know, and that's what I don't focus on the problems I can solve. I focus on what I can deal with, you know, and for me, that has always kept me going. And I think it's still very important for every entrepreneur. Thank you.
yeah. Well, thanks. Throwing in some nuggets there. Focus on the problems that you can solve, not the ones that you can't do anything about. I remember that. And Plotter?
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of challenges, I mean that's it's the road that we choose. Yeah, I don't know if I could say fortunately or unfortunately, but really it's the road that we choose. So for me, the challenge was that it was a completely new industry for me. I hadn't had any kind of training whatsoever. I didn't study tourism. I didn't study travel. I just had a background in finance. And I just had a passion for the industry and to make an impact in the industry. So really, the challenge was building trust and credibility. There I was, a young person in a completely different kind of life, and coming into this new industry where really the industry is driven by word of mouth and reputation, right? You have to have a level of reputation, and you have to have some kind a level of customer trust and feedback, really, because that's what drives the travel and tourism industry. So I had to really sort of struggle a bit to really put my foot in and to gain all of that credibility. But um, it was a matter of really me being authentic in who I am and in what I believed my passion and my purpose was. And I had to also be transparent and also offer exceptional travel experiences whenever I get a client. I had to make sure that the client really becomes satisfied and happy with the service, because that way I was gaining traction in terms of key performance indicators in the travel industry. So really also leveraging partnerships with a reputable organization for me to be able to say, here I am, I can do this and I can manage. So really for me, it was credibility and reputation, because I was coming from ground zero, so to speak.
All right, no, thank you. And it's like your answer just segues me into my next question, because as Olu mentioned, you know, you're dealing with competition. It's a global community, especially online. It's not just, you know, your local, if it's a physical shop, your local competitors, but here it's at a global scale. And you also touched on, you know, the importance of building trust, reputation, customer feedback. So my question really is around how did you go about building and maintaining strong partnerships and collaborations, especially within an e-commerce system, to support your business growth? You're on mute, Plotter.
Yes, so it was really about strategic partnerships. I mean, the thing about the travel industry is that you really cannot work in silos. You need to be partnering with relevant organizations like associations, like the Ministry of Tourism, for example, camps, lodges, hotels, tour operators, and that, and in that regard. So really, it's been about strategic partnerships and also telling our stories digitally on social media platforms. That way, we're able to really build those credibility, as I had said, and really build into our strategy. So we had to tell compelling stories about who we are, and also stories around our clients that we worked with. And that way we managed to be where we are at the moment.
Yeah, thanks, Lotso. And I have to ask, I'm from Visa, right? And we're in the business of moving money and helping our customers move money. So can you also share some of the payment partners that you used as you went through this journey, if any at all?
Yeah, so we use platforms, various platforms. Uh, for example, partnerships, like you mentioned, Visa payment platforms. So one of the ones that we use is called We Travel. So We Travel is a platform where we curate those trips or itineraries, and clients who go into the site are able to browse through the activities that we offer, and they're able to pay directly on our platform, on our profile on the platform, either through the Visa cards, be it debit cards or credit cards. So really, this is one perfect example of how we're incorporating payment solutions and Visa into our everyday business model.
All right, well, thank you. I'm glad to hear that we are being of service. And Oludayo, I'll reiterate the question for you as well. I was asking, how do you build and maintain strong partnerships and collaborations, especially within an e-commerce ecosystem, to support the growth of your business?
Okay, so I'll be first about that. But I'd like to make this point that if you're doing certain kind of business in the developing world, you're starting from -2, not even ground zero, -2. Because client don't want to pay, he's from Nigeria. Oh, the Nigerian prince. So it's a big issue. And even up to now, with your paper account, it can be business because you're in a developing world. But you know, over time, I remember the first time we had an international client, and we are like, oh, where are you from? Oh, the Canada. Oh, there's some account you can pay into, and somehow it will get to us. That was back in those days. But right now, thank God for solutions like InterSwitch, like FlutterWave. You know, it's now easier to incorporate your payment gateway into your website. You know, so, and it can accept all kind of cards, Visa card, you know, and the rest. You know, so that is how we are working now. But back then, it was pretty difficult.
All right. No, thank you. Thank you, Olu, for sharing that. And I'm just aware of time and the time we have. And I know most of you also want to have the masterclass on online payments. So just to wrap up, looking ahead, what trends do you foresee shaping the future of e-commerce, for example? And what advice would you give to young entrepreneurs in the audience to capitalize on these opportunities? If you can just give me one or two, because we're running out of time. Yes,
okay. So it's going to be very important. If you don't have e-commerce in the next few years, you don't have a business. What trend do I foresee? I foresee where there will be integration between those e-commerce platform and our social media platform. You know, so that is what I foresee in the next few years. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Olu. And over to you, Tlotso.
Yeah, so the trend that I see really, not only in the tourism industry, but in most industries, also it's personalization and customer experience. So I think that by prioritizing personalization and enhanced customer experience, entrepreneurs can really differentiate their brand. They can also increase the customer loyalty and also drive business growth. So my advice to young entrepreneurs on this call today is that it's important that we should learn, invest, and leverage technology. We should leverage data, analytics, AI, machine learning algorithms. That way we can be able to sort of analyze consumer behavior, their preferences, and their what they really want, but backed by data and information. And that way we'll be able to deliver really personalized experiences at every touch point of the customer journey. So in a nutshell, that's what I can say with regards to the last question that you asked, Precious.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Tloso. Thank you, Oludayo. And I think what I took away from that is e-commerce is here. Well, it's been here, and if your business is not online, you're missing out a big chunk of customers. And when you're online, leverage all the AI tools that are out there so that you can advance your business. So thank you so much for sharing your experiences. And Milena, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have time for Q&A at the end of the session, but not now. We have that after the masterclass.
Exactly. Thank you so much, all the three of you. Super insightful. And I would like to encourage everyone in this class now to use the reaction button to really give a little clap for all of them, because I think they were really also inspiring and useful recommendations there, which all of us can actually use and apply. So thank you so much. I think now it's really time to go into the nitty-gritty technical details to get a little bit more of insight. So Semasa, would you be able to switch on your camera? Yes, hello. Nice to see you. And you should be able to share your screen. If not, let me know. And then we're really looking forward to receiving your insights.
Okay, Milena, can you share it for me?
Sure. Let me dig it up, and you can already
Okay.
start with the introduction.
Introduction. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you guys for the opportunity. I'm so glad and happy to be part of this webinar. In a nutshell, just to introduce myself, my name is Zimas. I'm part of the Visa team. I'm a director in the merchant solution and acquiring. I look after the sub-Saharan region. What we do is we are more in global payments. So definitely I'll take you through what I'll be talking about, because we are more into a money movement and we give solutions. So I'll base my presentation on slides where you understand, and then you listen to me as I go through. I hope we will enjoy it together. That's me in a nutshell.
So you should be able to see my screen, right?
Yes, I can say it now.
So
Thank
just
you,
let me
Milena.
know that
You
then
can,
I...
yeah, you can go to the second slide. So that, yeah. The overview of the online payments. I will be talking about implementing and secure payment processes on your website. So that's a great thing, because I'm talking to the entrepreneurs. Definitely, you guys are more in understanding and knowing your business. However, now things are more digital and we are more innovative. So we start understanding how the market works. Definitely, we're moving away from cash flow. So the number one rule is, when you're starting a business, you're looking at your market. Who can you sell to? If it's a face-to-face, we have options for face-to-face. There's the market for POS out there. If you have on a website, it's more friendly. We are digital now. Most people are doing shopping online. The COVID, I think COVID made us to be more advanced in the e-com business and be digital in terms of understanding our market as well, understanding our customers. So how you implement, I'll start by saying how to choose the right payment gateway. The payment gateway is a service that authorizes payment for online businesses. It is equivalent for a physical point of sale terminal in a shop or any restaurant. Let's say you are having a restaurant. Definitely, most people are ordering now online. Definitely that business now, it's more, especially in South Africa, it's booming a lot because most people have that tendency just to order suppers, to order their lunch on their safe places, maybe at home, in their offices, and expect somebody to deliver. That's a safe and money-making option. However, there's still options that you can still do, that people can still order online, and then they still have to collect. So people, they don't have to wait until their orders are done. So I always say that we're moving in times where things are quick and fast, and we are very innovative. We need to come up with ideas. You know, as you're opening a business, you need to be wise enough to know, where can I start? So I'm here to just tell you where to implement and how those payment processes on your website are done. But I'm going to make it in a high level. I'm not going to, because of time constraint, I'm not going to just tell you guys exactly everything that I will be talking about. It will be just the high level of understanding where to go and which solutions are there for you. Milena, you can go on the next slide. Yes. Pass again. Yes. Now we're talking about implement. No, go back. Go back. Yes, I'm still on implementing. So meaning that I'm just going to give you this picture. On the number one picture, we say customer visit your website for information and selects products and services, then add to cart. So that's the easy process. Meaning that now I'm going to tell you how to get to that process, because now you need to start having your website. Your website, you need to have a gateway. Gateway meaning that it depends on the market. Because I'm from Visa, I'll just highly give you more products that can do that. We've got a nice product called CyberSource. CyberSource, what it does is it has a 3D secure, mean that it secure your payments, your authorization, your decision management, meaning that avoiding fraud purposes. Those are the things that we need to know about before opening the online services, because remember, in online services, there's too much risk, there's too much fraud. So you need to relax. As you think about your business, you need to strategize on building your business. You don't have to worry about fraud, payments, and so forth, dispute where payments were not done or delivery not done on time. Then you find out you have those disputes that are unnecessary. So what you do is you building up, you having your PSPs. There's service providers that does that for you. So you go to any bank. Unfortunately, Visa deals with acquirers, payment facilitators. It deals with issuers. So we don't deal with the entrepreneurs, but I'm going to give you and highlight where to go. You go to any merchant solution in any branch, require for a merchant solution consultant who can guide you and say, on the e-commerce system, online payments, there's a lot of things that you can implement. There's a lot of things that you can do in terms of payment solutions that are within your website. The only thing on your side is just to build the website, and anything else is done by the PSPs. So when it goes to number two says customers browser redirects to host a payments gateway website. We give an example, PayPal. You go to a website where you're buying clothes. Most people online business, they buy clothes. You find out they're using PayPal. Now we are more digital and innovative. We've got QR codes. We've got buy now, pay later. So you can have it. If you don't have the funds for now to buy for that clothes, you choose 6 months to pay. So things are very much moving fast, and it's enabled for us to say, there's nothing holding you for not doing this business, because it's more easy, it's more friendly, because everything runs itself. You don't have to worry about anything. And then it goes to number three. Hosted payment gateway handles payment processing details with merchant accounts and customer card issuing bank. So I'm just going to give you a briefly how it works. I am the client buying clothes online. I go to Zimasa Clothing. I pick up some clothes. I put them on the cart. What it does, once it's on the cart, I do the payment. On those payments, now the options are there. meaning that you decide which option you have. There's other, even QR code, for example, there's Zapper. If you know Zapper, there's a Snap Scan, which is easy. It takes you just straight to your app, because once you've got Zapper and Snap Scan, there are things that you do. It's easy. You just load your card on that app and everything happens so quick. It's the same as Google Pay, Apple Pay. Everything is loaded on the phone. It makes it easy for now for the buyers to buy to your shop. So it's a very innovative platform that you can think of. I love it when Olu said something saying that we are very digital. So once we digital, now nobody carries cash. So as Visa, we are moving away from that. We are movement of doing options of saying you need to pay, but we're bringing you easy way to pay. However, we're not bringing to the entrepreneurs, unfortunately. We're dealing with acquirers. You can move, Melana, to the second slide. Now, this is the value chain. I just wanted you guys to understand what is the value chain, the payment processing, meaning that this is your shop. As your shop, you build that website. Your website is ready. Then, as I mentioned, service providers, you have these guys. They do everything for you. They manage fraud. They do 3D secure for you. They do decision management for you. You move to acquiring. The acquiring, these are the banks. We call them acquirers, but now they're more advanced. Why I'm gonna dwell more on this one? Because not everything is about banks now, financial institute. Everything now is all about saying, Toto, Olu, we want to open something bigger than that. Visa is offering us. Visa is saying, come to us, register a company and be a payment facilitator, be a switch, be an acquirer yourself. Acquirer doesn't mean that you need to be a bank, but however, it needs you to have facilities, apps that you can design. The Gen Zs now are creating some apps. There's tap to phone now that the Gen Z came up with. You tap on the phone, we don't need the POS, which is the POS device. They just tap on your phone. They're making things easy. So things are evolving and making things much easy and much equipped for our youth to be able to use. Even the old ones, they can still utilize these facilities. These are the card brand. But for me, I'll dwell with Visa for now because I'm part of that. Those are the other ones just to be familiar, because I'm educating you that there are other facilities, but please, there's Visa as well. So there's issuing bank. Issuing bank, I'll just briefly talk about where we're coming from the shop. So you are the customer going to a merchant. Merchant is you because you are a business owner. You sell the clothes. So what it does is now there is a merchant and acquirer, and issuing, meaning that I have a card, let's say, make an example, I'm a customer using a Standard Bank card, meaning that anything that is taken from my account as I'm buying from the merchant, that's where now the issuing bank is, meaning that it's representing the customer and the acquirer is representing the merchant, which is the shop, now the business that you own. You can move to another slide. Now we're talking about selecting the right payment solution for your business. As I said previously, there's a lot. I can talk about it. I think there are many just in my portfolio. There are many. I'm not going to mention names. I just gave you some ideas where to go to look for this information. There's on acquiring and processing, there's banks, as I said. These are the guys who are processing, meaning that from your merchant, as you're buying from the online, you buy on the store of a merchant. But now that bank is an acquirer. But as a customer, that other side on the end who's buying, they're dealing with the issue. So these guys are processing funds. They're taking from me as a customer to Toto's business, because I am buying online through Toto's business, definitely. So that's where those acquirers and processors. So these are what they do is what we do anyway. We give them platform to be able to do those authorization. So when we say card networks, it's us with digital payments. So it could be anybody who's authorizing those online facilities. Then the issuers is it's just for the customers. So definitely any customer, I'm the customer as well. I bank with a different bank, and definitely once I buy online, I deal with my issue bank. If there's a fraud involved, definitely I call my bank, which is the issuer now, that will assist me to put a dispute and complain to an acquirer, which is the acquirer is the bank that it's like you give facility. So I will put it in an easy way. I want it in an easy way where people can understand what an acquirer is, meaning that you give facilities to entrepreneurs. It's either by POS, it's either by online facilities, it's either by any payment solution. So those are the acquirers. And then gateway people. These gateways are the PSP guys. These are the guys that assist you in terms of your security, so that the smoothness of your transaction, so that you don't find customers complaining and say the website was too slow, I couldn't even transact, I couldn't do that payment because it keeps on hanging. These are the guys you're paying on the side to make your business go smooth and easy. Then we've got the ISOs. The ISOs are the same. They are part of merchants. So they deal with your reconciliation. They deal with your any queries that we have. These guys are the intervener. They assist you so that your business runs smooth. So these are the 4 or 5 parties that are more important in the payment solution. As you go out there and open that website, you need to know, what are you looking at? If your market is saying you are, let's say in an SME, you work in a township. Townships, there are many in African countries, definitely. So there you look at your geographically and say, now we're using I think it's in South Africa. I'll just go and make an example. It's Capitec. So there, most of those people, definitely their savings account, they withdraw cash, they do cash services. Others, they want not to use cash because of how now it's not safe in the township. So those SMEs will choose a product that is easy for them so that it accommodates your business. So I always say it's not about e-commerce only. There are ways of doing it. QR code is massive on the market. You don't have this online facility that you can, even when you're a startup business, when you see this one will be expensive for you, there's a lot of options that are there. Go out there and ask. Banks are there willing to assist as long as you knock at the right doors. When you say you're looking for merchant department in any acquirer, they will be able to assist you and guide you on all these channels that I've shown you. And now we can move to another one. This is the lovely one, the checkout processes. Yeah, more, I'm not gonna dwell much because that's where now you have solutions. It's just on my slide, it's more on PayPal, but I'll dwell more why I've put it this one. There's PayPal, there will be QR code, which could be Zapper. Some of you will know when you book a flight now these days, you can do Zapper, you can do SnapScan, you can do buy now, pay later options. You are allowed to punch your card. Now everything is token. So everything now you can even save your card details, so that anytime you do payments, your digital components, which could be your laptop, could be your phone, is linked to your card details. So there's no need. We are no longer punching 59, those CVV. That one is well updated. So we're moving along. We are all next to the Gen Zs now. We are quite as much that we are not, but we make sure we meet up with their standards. So this card is just showing you from that cell phone where you bought your stock, where you choose. In the first one is choosing which options. It doesn't show much. I didn't want to be prejudiced and show certain payment solutions because I deal with a lot of them. So I needed to be fair just to say there are options that are there. It depends where it suits you, because on the middle class, definitely now everybody's paying with a QR code. I don't even carry my wallet. I just do my Google Pay either on the website, either on POS. So things are evolving for real. So this is how it shows. Now, where the critical part people don't understand, where now it has to be a refund payment. Remember, people can come to your store, to your online store, which is the store, online store, and buy things and then find out later that they don't like it. There's two options. It's either you log a dispute, or either you go on that website and have a refund payment. I'll tell you just more or less on the acquiring. Acquiring rules, they will tell you that. Immediately you go to a bank and say, I want to be a merchant. So I'm opening up a business. I'll be doing 1, 2, 3. They will tell you that there's a critical policies that compliance will be looking for. We'll say, please, on your website, you need to have a refund payment. You need to show the currency of that country so that your customers will be able to remember you're building a trust to your customers as well. As they go into a website, they need to feel the trust that this is an appropriate website where I can buy clothes. And that trust is done on the instant way. So you don't have to do it things later. So that's why now we're pushing the acquirers. We are so strict to the acquirers saying, before you do an e-com business to any merchant, kindly look for these certain smaller things so that customers out there can feel the trust once they go on the website and want to use the website. Melanie, yes, you can move. I just want to be quick in time. Now, there's the critical things that I need you guys to educate. There's 2 things on the e-com business that will take your business or take it down. It's either it lifts it up or take it down. These are the things. These guys are in business. These guys know better than us. They research, they understand where the loophole is. So they find ways in anyhow. People said we receive an email. I had few merchants that were complaining that they received some emails. They thought they were coming from the acquirers. As they link, they pressing on the link, it's taking them and it's making them to steal their details. So guys, it's very critical that you boost your website security, and you don't have to do it yourself these days. There are these guys that I mentioned, the PSPs, your service providers. Talk to them. They will do that. We are liable to assist them for you guys to have the secure online business and to be able to be comfortable so that you don't lose money and your customers don't lose money. And then PCI DCC is very compliant. This card security industry, you need to speak to your bankers. You need to speak to the acquirers and say, I need this. Is it on the right place? Is it installed? Is it my security in place? It's because anything break of security on your website, the trust within your customers is gone. So definitely on these 2 things, you need to dwell on it. The cybersecurity is very serious. There's hacking out there, and people then hack all your data and they copy. I had an incident where a merchant, they had a POS and they went to a bank and got a second POS, and that POS is the same as what was going on the shop that he is working at. And so the fraud keeps on going and on going. And remember now there were 2 accounts, because as you're opening these accounts, remember on the bank, just to take you back, on the bank, on the merchant acquiring team, they're looking for a bank account, your company documents, your proof of address. These guys, they can find all that. However, the banking details will be different, and the device will say Zimasa clothing, but however, it banks on somebody else. That's how they do it. So you need to be careful out there. Yes, we are more innovative, but again, we need to say we save cost, but however, while you're saving cost, you need to understand there's certain things you don't have to save. You need to boost your website to have that security and fostering that customer trust, because once one thing is hacked, then you lose customer trust. One customer said, I punched my card details on this website buying clothes, and the next thing my card was going around being swiped. I couldn't understand. I never taken my card anywhere, but however, I saw transaction going on. Is because it was hacked from there. So you are the people who will secure and make sure your customers are safe while buying online. And it's easy because you've got people like us. We are there to do that. It's just people, they just want to find ways and cheap ways to do it. But I will always say, cheap is very expensive, especially when it comes to your business. Go all out. The help is there. You can be assisted. Melanie, can move along. Yes, the trends of shaping the future e-commerce. Now everything is all about what I've just spoke about. It's all about movement and quick options. I remember somebody else was giving me a testimony. There's an app that is overseas. You buy clothes and it took about 3 days. And then he said to me, Zimasa, things are moving. You guys in digital payments are making things happen. I was shocked that even a company overseas can even do a delivery within 3 days, and then everything will be there. So that's how the movement is. Just now I'm more into online payment. I'm passionate about it. It's just I'm running out of time. I can see my people are telling me I've got 3 minutes. Can we move to another one? This one I'm not going to dwell much. That's what I was talking about. It's just to show you what I was talking about. These are the QR code. QR code payments, these are the Zappers of the world, these are the SnapScan of the world online. So you need to make sure that you have that so that your customers doesn't feel like they need to select one option. Those options are old now where you need to punch. Give them more options so that anybody is allowed to do payment on your website. Buy now, pay later. That's 6 months. It can assist you in anything that you need. These are the bank transfer. This is PayPal. This is Google Pay. This is Apple Pay. So there's all these things. There's e-wallet. So there's a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, I've got 30 minutes, which is impossible when it comes to digital payment to express myself, because I wanted you guys to educate more on security and understanding when it comes to acquiring and getting all these facilities in place. Milena, I think I can see your face. I think I'm running out of time. Just do my hands up if I'm still on time.
Yeah, if you could wrap up like 1-2 more minutes, no problem.
2
But
more
we're
minutes,
already
okay.
getting some questions, and I want
Some-
us to also have some
okay.
time for that.
All right,
Thanks.
no problem, no problem. Let's move the other slide. I think that's the last one. I'll just be wrapping up. Okay, that's the questions, then I'm done.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much for giving us this intense overview of like all these different options available. And I saw a lot of you have already questions. So I want to encourage you now, everyone, to type into the chat or in the Q&A your questions. And also I already see some people using the emojis, again, the reactions. So let's give a big shout out to Samasa for her great presentation, and all the different, show some love. And we even get some hearts. Amazing. So while additional questions trigger in, I also want to encourage you, if you have questions to our young entrepreneurs and their journeys, please also put that in. They're here to reply and to give you also some guidance. And I will start reading out the first question, and then we take it one by one. And please don't be shy. This is now the chance to get some answers from the expert. So one person asked, how do you see the competition between the e-commerce and the traditional commerce, brackets, advantages and disadvantages? So who in this call would like to take this question?
Let me see if somebody can take this one. Toto, you can hit it on. Let me see.
I can take that question if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So when you deploy e-commerce, it means that you're playing at the global stage. You can get clients from anywhere. Of course, there's always issue with network, with infrastructure. If a small business on the corner of a street, maybe you want to go cash, but the cost of handling cash is also very high. Handling cash comes with some costs, has some security implication, especially in developing economy. So for me, it's not even a competition. It's always e-commerce over physical handling of cash. Thank you.
I see some heads nodding. Anyone who wants to add or are good?
Yeah, so actually, talking about the difference between the traditional e-commerce and e-commerce, we can say that today, if we want to have access to new customers, having at least social commerce activity is a must. So we cannot avoid that anymore today. So we can start testing with social commerce, having a store on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and then if we see that this is working, to have registration, onboarding on a marketplace, and then building our own website. So actually, why e-commerce? Because e-commerce cost is less than the traditional one. We are available for our customer 27/27, so we can provide the support for them. We can reply to their inquiry. They can get in touch with us even if we will have difference in time. The cost of operation, it's less than the traditional commerce activities. We also have the opportunity to use digital marketing, and knowing that today this is a must as well. So the cost of having advertising online, it's less and cheaper than having a traditional marketing and branding. Also, when we have e-commerce, we have potential to get access to customers outside our network, outside our village, city, and country. So with good strategy, with good storytelling, with good products, we will be able to have opportunity to have cross-border e-commerce as well. In addition to that, we need to test, and we need to make sure that we are aligned with the new trends. So what was impossible yesterday is possible today, and tomorrow we will have new tools like AI. So we need to make sure that our businesses is not excluded from global commerce and from the global community. So for businesses who are afraid to start that, just do it on social commerce. This today, social commerce, it's a part of e-commerce. So just start it, just test, just have a communication with your customers, understand what they need, understand your market and where there is a potential, and then you can combine both. You can be offline and have your store and operations, and you can have some activities and reach people outside your country, your community, your network.
Thank you so much, Elvira. And I think that's
Yeah.
a very
Milena,
important.
just sorry, on a nutshell, just the tradition. It's a distinct e-commerce. One thing you need to understand, we always say that traditional is that face-to-face, which is you are there physically on the shop. There's a brick that you're going to. But the e-commerce is saying, I don't see the shop, but I've got to trust where I'm buying. So those are the two different things. Just to elaborate more on what Elvira just said. Great comments.
Yeah, it's such a big opportunity. And as Vera said, it's basically, it's not either or, it's always kind of like the combination, which is really the most powerful tool. And I really want to emphasize the continuous learning. I think for each one of us, as a young entrepreneur, but also as a professional, you need to keep up with all these new developments. Otherwise, you're out of business very soon, and they can really support you in growing your market, growing your business sales, and so on. I'm a bit conscious of time, and we got quite a lot of really interesting questions I'm also super curious about to hear from our experts. There's a question on more, on tricky arrangements, basically, for what are the solutions available for customers who do not have a formal bank account or credit card, credit debit card, like smallholder farmers. But also we had another question on refugees. Can you touch base on payment solutions you are aware of that's suitable on this market segment, still buying products, services online, digitally? Do these solutions exist where maybe people do not have access yet to a formal bank account due to different reasons, maybe because they are more remote, or also because of status? Any,
Just a quick one because of time. It's a no. Any online and face transaction, you need a card. So that card, definitely you need a bank account. Unfortunately, that's the rule that we cannot jump. We cannot exclude it. So you need a bank account. Even on small businesses, even though you don't have a business account, but you can still have a savings account and run your business on a savings account.
And just to add on to that, I think to Zimasa's point, there's a regulatory component of know your client, which requires, some paperwork. But there are some service providers, for instance, I know we've got in Nigeria, there's Driver Greek. In Kenya, there are quite a number of agtechs that are targeting this specific sector, where of the unbanked, looking at how do they use prepaid cards, for example, because those are some opportunities that they use. But then there's some form of know your client process that needs to happen. And for a refugee aspect, there might be a component of a regulatory aspect that is a challenge. But I do know that there are some fintechs and agtechs that are looking into servicing that segment of the market.
Thank you, Precious, also for highlighting the challenges around this, to make it a reality. I know it's a common issue, a lot, especially for refugees who might not be able actually to open up a bank account, but still a lot of payment is being done online. And I think there are quite a lot of activities, initiatives around the world trying to really work on this issue, finding innovative ways. And I think this is one of the key topics we actually all need to continue to observe what is happening there. But I see maybe an additional insight on where we are at this topic at the moment. Tloko? You're muted. Yeah.
Yes, I just wanted to add, when you asked that question, what quickly came into my mind, especially in the context of Botswana, and I guess most of African countries, is mobile money, right? Everyone has access to a mobile phone, even in rural areas. So really that has revolutionized the issue of inclusion, financial inclusions for the unbanked. So I think that's one of the ways that perhaps an individual who asked, they could explore that area in their country. What are the solutions that are specifically targeted at mobile money, cell phone banking, and that kind of solutions.
Totally. Thank you for that additional insight. And I see already in the chat that there has been some connections being made, particular on this question. And lovely to see that you guys are meeting up for a coffee. That's so nice to see, and that's also what we like to encourage, to really have this networking elements here. And some of the questions were also related to how can we continue this exchange. And for that, I really want to encourage you to really sign up to the communities, because there it's really one of the key focus. You can be able to look for entrepreneurs in your sector. You can actually actively write them, chat with them, look at the world map where they are, and also get in touch with different mentors. So this is just really like one of the masterclasses we offer, and this is the start of your journey to actually be connected further. We're running out of time, but there are more questions, so I want to have a look again. What else is there? There's one more technical question as well, on are there resources from Visa on payment gateway selection, and which industry vertical suitable for which payment gateway? I put it also in the chat for you. I think that's more on the technical aspects. Precious, over to you.
Okay, and in terms of payment gateways, part of our partnership with ITC is to help e-commerce, the e-com community with the payment solution finder. So there's also a resource with ITC where they're looking at providing, collecting that database so that you have one place where you can go and look for service providers like this.
Thank you. Maybe Elvira, do you want to give a quick insight on what is the payment solution finder?
Yes, so actually the Econ Connect team developed the payment solution finder, and we have up to 80 solutions available. You can check the tool. I added the link in the chat. And together with Visa, we are now updating the content and the platform. So we will be adding additional payment solutions in Africa, regional and local, and improving the UX UI of the tool. So by end of May, we will have an updated version as well that will be targeting Africa. But now you can already start exploring the payment solutions available, and you can see there in your country which solutions are available, how to get in touch with them, and some of the key information needed before deciding. If you want to inquire this payment solution, or maybe you decide to have another one.
Thank you so much. And yeah, exciting things are still happening moving forward with this Visa collaboration. As I said, this one was the second of our webinar series. We have the payment solution finder with really in-depth knowledge on what are the best solutions for yourself, for your independent business. And I received some questions also on the connection with people after. So I want to really highlight that this is the masterclass, and we offer also networking sessions. So once again, we put in the chat the links. We have soon a community meetup as well to really do this more in-depth exchange with each other. So as we are running, going to the hour of our session here, we're gonna share also the recording. That was also one of the questions, and we have some last announcements we want to make to wrap up now. And if you could go to the next slide, please. Yeah. One of the opportunities which are also upcoming is the Yale Youth Ecopreneur Program. So if you are here, one of the businesses, young entrepreneurs who are into green and sustainability, don't forget to apply. This will be really an in-depth boot camp and an accelerator where you can win also seed funding and be actually pitching at the end to a global community, to an international conference, to an international panel of judges, and win 10,000 US dollars at the end. For that, there will be in-depth masterclasses, mentorships, coaching, and seed funding. So that quickly it is. The deadline is really approaching, 22nd of March. So don't hesitate and really take all your chances to have and apply. That's quickly that. The same is people are asking on opportunities to network, opportunities to learn more, to get connected. So we have an onboarding session for the community to really get to know all these different functions we are offering as part of the community. So that is on the 26th of March, where we go through it with you. And so also don't hesitate to register there, and we will gladly answer all your questions. Lastly, it's also one of our offers is really the Learn and Connect sessions, which are really focusing on the experiences of young entrepreneurs. So today we also had here two in this session, and we really think there's so much knowledge and insights and learnings from young entrepreneurs themselves. So we have quite regularly, once a quarter, a Learn and Connect session where we bring in different community members to actually exchange from each other, learn, and create meaningful connection. And these are really the ones where you can network very well and get to know each other across different countries and even continents. Yeah, these were kind of like the kind of like updates where we want to encourage you. We also do have, this is the first one, and I know Precious will also say something. This is the second masterclass with Visa, but it's a continuous series. So stay tuned. We have an upcoming one in April and another one in May, which we really dive into also investment readiness. What do you really need to be ready to get into different funding opportunities? What is there to do? And so we want to really keep you engaged there. Precious, over to you.
All right, thank you. I wanted to respond. There's someone who can't find the message now, was saying they're an agtech or fintech. So I just wanted to say, please do look out. We've got a Visa African accelerator program that we are running. We recently closed the second installment of it, but be on the lookout. If you're a fintech or an agtech, then you can apply and stand a chance to become to be part of our pipeline.
Thank you, Precious. And please feel free to share the link with us, and then we can also integrate this into the wrap-up email we send around for all the opportunities which are there. Good. Then thank you so much, everyone. Let's use another time the reaction button and giving some love to everyone involved here. Thank you so much, everyone, for your participation, also for your insight, your questions and answers. So it was really lovely to have you all here, and we're looking forward to see you soon. Again, we have a survey at the end, so don't push it away. Give us some feedback so we can also improve, and we're looking forward to see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, and thank you.